So in this video, I want to try something different. I want to walk around this environment in VR and discuss with you some of the problems that I see. When working on long projects like this, sometimes it's always a good idea to stop and really evaluate your progress, before you go too far ahead and the problems add up. And when I blocked out the scene, I was very happy with the result. But as I start to actually make the assets, I'm finding quite a few problems. And I want to fix them before I go ahead. So I tried to use Substance Designer for this stone wall, but I don't know if it's because my Substance skills are not too advanced or because that's how the program is, but I just can't get a good looking texture because everything I try feels very artificial. It looks artificial. It might be just a limitation that I have, but this texture is really throwing me off. So I'm just gonna try and use other workflow for it later. Maybe a combination of ZBrush or Photoshop and pictures, but that's a conversation for later. The other big problem that I have is the scale. It looks kind of correct on the viewport, but when you walk around in VR, it's actually very, there's a lot of things off. For example, I'm standing here and this house doesn't look right. It doesn't feel, it's not how buildings are in real life. It looks too small. The door doesn't really fit this kind of house. The door is too centered. I would try to move it to the left. The window here is a little too high. You see, in real life, this window would be chest height, like here maybe, not this high. This other building here, it's a little strange to understand what's happening. I have two doors and then two windows. It's a little random. And then this little trim here. I don't remember seeing something exactly like this in real life. So it just makes the environment feel artificial, it starts to lose that believability that I'm really going for. What else? Those windows are very big. Let me go to the alley here. This teleportation thing from Epic is very broken for me. It doesn't work most of the times. But this building in particular, when I blocked it out, it was very rough. Just a quick idea. And before I finish it, I need to flesh out that idea more. Because as I started to make, I noticed so many problems, like the windows are too high and too big. The scale is very off there. And I'm not sure about the building. It looks a little small. I'm trying to imagine a house inside. And also these windows being symmetrical. Where have you seen a house like this? I don't remember. The door is here, but then you have these two symmetrical windows. So is this one big living room? Or is it like a bedroom here and another bedroom here? And then the living room is in the back, so it doesn't make sense. So all those things, they add up. Even if you're not questioning those things consciously, your brain, your subconscious it feels there's something off. And to find out these things, that's where VR really comes in handy. because it's like, honestly, in the viewport there is no way to get the same sense of presence that I have here in VR. In VR, if I can just, after I'm here for a while, I can just let my imagination go, and I'm trying to imagine if this was a real place, like how would that corner look like? You know, is this high enough? It's very high, look where the window is. So if you don't have a VR headset, it's very hard to do what I'm doing right now. But you can use your imagination. Make sure the player height is correct and really walk all over your map and observe things, like double check if the scale feels correct. I think these railings, they feel good. They could be a little bit lower, a little bit thinner too, like this way. They're a little thick, but I think this feels okay. So these guys are not too bad. The door, I think, is good height. Maybe the handle can be a little bit lower. Oh, and here there is another problem that I found as I was walking VR. These archways, they feel very, very thick. They should be very thin. I should have more wall there. Even when I see this, I don't even know how I'm going to finalize in a believable way because it's too thick. So I'm just gonna thin it out. Yeah, it's so many small things that I want to work now. That balcony feels a little off. Yeah, this archway might need to be a little wider or narrower. Like right now, I'm not sure if it's big or small, and sometimes it confuses the brain. You know, it makes it, the brain likes to know things if it's small or big. If it's in between, sometimes it's a little uncomfortable. So I'm gonna experiment. Maybe making it much smaller is gonna give me a better sense of scale. Yeah, and when I started this map, I thought the scope was pretty manageable, but the more I make it, the more I see how much stuff I have to do. So hang in there with me. You know, this is a big project, but we are learning all of this together. It's a journey, you know. It's not always a straight line. Sometimes we have to go around and try things. And the church, yeah, the scale is very off in the church. But that window should be pretty small. That tree, I don't know. This door looks too big. Yeah, I'm not sure about the side buildings too. I'm trying to imagine how the church looks from the inside. Maybe it needs some sort of roof there, but also has a lot of problems. So yeah, I'm gonna focus the next chapters just addressing these problems, and I'm gonna hold off on making textures for now, except quick block out textures, you know. So I'm not gonna spend time as I did here trying to finish this texture. This is not the time for that. I need to understand what I'm making first, so then I can really narrow down and make exactly what I need. So yeah, that's it for this video, and let's see what I can come up with.